My story is a reminder that no matter where you come from, no matter what challenges that you go through in life or you face, your circumstances do not define you. Let me repeat that. Your circumstances do not define you, okay? No matter what you go through. Strength is born in the struggle. And with faith, focus, and determination, you can rise above anything. So moving on to adulthood, I worked for the Treasury Department for 21 years and was laid off. That taught me that nothing is forever. I was always told you get you a job with the government, you're gonna be there forever, you ain't never gotta worry about doing anything. But that wasn't the case for me. Then I moved from there to work for the Harris County for 11 years. And then from Harris County, I chose to venture out and go to the private sector and, get a feel for that. That didn't work quite as well as I thought it would. So as a result of that, I became an entrepreneur as an entertainer and a vocalist around Houston and the surrounding areas and traveling to entertain. I have such a big heart for people. I mean, I love people. People make the world go round. We hear that a lot, but that is really, really true. People make the world go round. And so I decided to embrace people through music. Music soothes the soul of many, many people. You never know what people are going through on a day-to-day basis. So, I was always taught, if you don't have, always try to say nice things or speak and say how you doing. That, my grandmother taught me, that don't hurt anybody, you know what I'm saying? So with the music, I was able to embrace everyone through the music. As an entertainer, I found a mentor. And so in mentoring and what I needed to be and who I need to be as an entrepreneur, I learned to create a business plan. Now that is your vision. And you have to have vision, because if you don't have vision, you don't have nothing. You got to put a vision down to start from somewhere, because that's going to give you an opportunity to move forward, because you can always tweak it as you go, but you got to start from somewhere. So having a vision is very important. And then I needed to know what genre of music would I choose to perform, as I stated. So that's the service. Okay, so we talked about vision and we talked about the service. And then you want to evaluate and listen, learn from other musicians. So that's something that I had to do, because that's the research. So when you set your plan up, you got your vision, you know what service you're going to provide. You got to do a little bit of legwork and some researching and looking, and in order to help you to improve and be the best that you can be. And then research venues. I research venues best suited for my skills and who I am as an entertainer. So that's marketability. And in social media and everything that's going on today, you have to make sure that you are marketable. So you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to do such. And then I had to make sure that I focus and stay disciplined. Steadily work on improving my craft and always deliver a quality and professional product. That's the confidence and that's the key to success. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to be confident in it, what it is that you're doing, because that's going to take you far and that's going to determine your success. In other words, you don't want to walk around and be like, well, I think I want to do this, or well, I'm moving in this direction, well, I don't know. You want to be confident in who you are. You know what I'm saying? And get in order for you to get to where you want to be. And so another thing is that you always want to start your day on a positive note. Okay? The moment you hit the floor, the moment my feet turn around out of that bed, even though I may be struggling to get up sometimes, lazy and tired, but you want to make sure the minute you put your feet on that floor that you speak life into yourself, that you speak health into yourself, that you speak wealth, you speak success, you speak discipline, and you speak motivation into your life at all times, okay? Because I'm a believer that life and death lies in the power of the tongue, okay? So you want to speak positive things over your life and over your day, because you want to make sure that everything is starting out on a positive basis. You know what I'm saying? Positive. We want to keep positive people. I know for me, I like positive people around me. I want to keep positive people. And it's what you declare is what you become. So you want to say, I am great. I am intelligent. I am the best that I can be. And I will be even better. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that I cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So you want to always talk to yourself and feed in the positive, because it doesn't matter if you think that, if you feel that way in actuality. You heard of fake it till you make it. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And you have to put it in your brain or in your head of those positive things, because eventually it's not really faking. It's you're feeding your soul, your mind, your body in order for you to be on the right path, okay? So be encouraged and know that you can do all things in Christ Jesus who strengthens you, okay? That's your motivation. Now listen, I'm not saying my motivation has to be the same as yours, or yours have to be the same as mine. Sometimes people think different, they believe different, they walk different. We're all different. We're all created different. So your motivation don't have to be the same as mine, but you have to have something that you utilize in order to keep you grounded, okay? But when you stay disciplined, and when you stay focused, and when you keep your eye on the prize, okay? And I know I'm saying some of these words and some of these things y'all heard before, but still, you got to keep your eye on the prize. It can stop you, I'm sorry. There's nothing that can stop you. So that's that determination, that's that discipline, that's that drive, that's that go-getting spirit. Being a musician, I've had struggles. That's the reason why I can talk to y'all about that today. I've had struggles, I've had setbacks, I've had no's, and I hate it because it's like a rejection and it hits you and I'll be like, oh man, I really wanted that. You know what I'm saying? But I've had those. I've had cancellations, I've had losses, I've had times where I just want to throw my hands up and just say, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. I've had those times as well. And I've had things where I sit down sometime and I see other things that is happening for other folk, and I'm like, well, when mine coming? You know what I'm saying? When I'm going to get there, when I look back, when I stop and I look back, I give praise for all of my wins. Because you don't want to get caught up in all that other stuff. You want to give yourself credit and give praise for all those wins, because as you do that and you become thankful and refocus on your goals, you get back on track. The discipline to keep pushing forward. Because see, to stay focusing on all these other things for me, I had to learn that it keeps me stuck. It keeps me at a point where I'm not moving forward. So I want to give some praise and some positive thoughts and all that on those things that I have won at, because the other stuff is coming. You see what I'm saying? That's my mindset. The other stuff is going to come. Today, I've accomplished things and played for organizations that most people have not. And they stop and wonder. They say, how do you get those? They ask me, how do you get those? How do you get those gigs? How do you get those conferences? How do you get those festivals? What are you doing? How did you get in there? You may think I ain't moving as fast and as great as I need to be or want to be, but you're still good, doing good, and you're moving. You know what I'm saying? My reply to them is that with God and me knowing who I am and whose I am. You see what I'm saying? So you got that goes back to that confidence in who you are as an individual and what are you doing, daily to help keep yourself motivated. So in closing, I want to leave you with a few encouraging words and some things that I tell myself and I keep with me. You have not because you what? You ask not. Do not be afraid to ask. Be bold. Because what can they do? Tell you no. And if you tell me no, what I'm going to do? I'm going to try again later. I'm going to go somewhere else. Because I'm going to get a yes eventually. Do you see what I'm saying? Financial freedom starts with discipline. You see what I'm saying? You want to be disciplined. And really you have to be disciplined in a lot of things. And sometimes this is challenging. And sometimes I fall off the wagon. But guess what? I get right on back on there again. Because you got to have a mindset I'm going to keep going. I'm not a person to give up. You know, I can't give up. I got places to go, things to do, people to see. You know what I'm saying? A closed mouth don't what? Don't get fed. You got to hustle, you got to focus, and you have to push yourself. And it's going to be days where you don't want to push yourself. It's going to be days where you just want to sit there and say, I ain't doing that today. But you got to get up. You got to push yourself, okay? Your attitude determines your what? Altitude. You know what I'm saying? If you walk around with a negative attitude and you're trying to be successful, you're trying to move things in your life, you're starting your business, you're starting a new job or starting a new career, whatever it is, your attitude determines your altitude. And besides, who want to be around somebody who got a bad attitude every day? So how you going to get your business? How you going to create relationships? How you going to network? Because all of those are important. Then stay ready so you don't have to. Okay. So you want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And staying ready and getting ready is just knowing what you're doing, what your product is, what you're delivering. You know what I'm saying? In other words, Mama used to say, have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to keep growing, but you want to have those things. You want to know exactly what you're doing, where you're going. And then every challenge is a chance to grow. Keep it moving, head up, and what? Chin out, chest out, everything. You want to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? You fall down, oops, I fell down. I told my granddaughter that the other day, she was talking to me, she's like, Granny, well, I'm a little scared and I don't know, I just should have stayed home and, you know, and not with the college, and because she's scared, because she used to be under her mom and dad. And so I told her, I said, Tree, her name is Trinity, but we call her Tree. I said, Tree, what's the worst that can happen? You fail. And when you fail or you fall down, what you gonna do? Thank you. I said, you just get up and say, oops, I failed. What I'm gonna do now? What's the next step? What I care about is if you stay there. That's when I have a concern as grandmother, is when you stay there. Because sometimes life happens and things happen, but we don't just get caught up and get lost in that has happened. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when she was going to a thing, I said, you got 1 week. You got this week. And after this week, it's done. You know, Akuna Matata. You know, when he hit it, y'all seen Lion King, huh? Yeah, it's in the past. He hit him and said it's in the past. And then the other thing is faith over fear. Always. Because we don't fear. We're going to keep the faith. We're going to speak it. We're going to walk it. We're going to talk it, whether we see it or we don't. Because it's coming. And a lot of times when you go through the most difficult struggles and the most challenging times and run across those obstacles, those are the times when that blessing is coming in. But if you give up, then you just did yourself an injustice, right? Okay. So with getting ahead, y'all know I'm an entertainer, right? Dee told y'all that, right? Y'all know I love music, and I told y'all I embrace folk through music, right? So it's this song that came to mind that I'd like to close with. And it's called, it says, we are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. Yes. Okay, what? No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the what? Of the world. Of the world. Thank y'all very much.